these young people. First, here are the challengers, the varsity scholars from the College of William and Mary in Virginia.
Tom Lipscomb, Westfield, New Jersey.
Vita Kenk, Alexandria, Virginia.
Mike Glass, New York City.
Rex Sattelberger, Arlington, Virginia.
That's William and Mary, the challengers. Now here are the champs. Last week's winners, the varsity scholars from Purdue University.
Maurice Fervor, Montreal, Canada.
Bruce Sherwood, West Lafayette, Indiana.
Judy Sherwood, West Lafayette, Indiana.
George Guise, West Lafayette, Indiana.
That's Purdue. All right, you've met the teams. Now may I explain the rules. In the GE College Bowl, I have two kinds of questions. A toss-up question worth 10 points, a bonus question worth a various number of points. The team that signals first that it knows the answer to a toss-up question must answer it correctly before it gets a chance at a bonus question. If the team gives the wrong answer to a toss-up, the other team is given a chance to answer it. Now remember, teams, you may interrupt me as I am asking a toss-up question, but if you do and your answer is incorrect, I must penalize your team 5 points and repeat the entire question, giving the other team a free crack at it. 1 more point. On a toss-up, only the person who signals first may speak. 1 person only on a toss-up. The team with a greater number of points at the end of the game is declared the winner and returns next week to defend its title here in the GE College Bowl. Each week, the General Electric Company will award to the school of the winning team a $1,500 scholarship grant, and to the school of the runner-up team a $500 scholarship grant. Those are the rules. We're going to start our game now directly after this message from General Electric. Okay, that's the opening whistle. You're still playing, for a 20-point bonus question. I have another toss-up question, and are you ready? William and Mary, Purdue, here you go. Here's your toss-up for 10 points. Is the Fata Morgana a painting by Rubens, a kind of horse, or a kind of mirage?
William and Mary, Kenk.
It's a mirage.
It's a mirage, right, for 10 points. William Mary answered our toss-up question, therefore has a chance now at a 20-point bonus question. Listen, work as a team. Imagine that a Chief Justice of the Supreme Court writes a memo to the man who is later to succeed him. The memo is addressed to HFS and is signed CEH. For 20 points, name both the sender and the recipient.
Charles Evan Hughes.
Right.
And, Harlan Stone.
Harlan Stone. That's right, for 20 points. Okay, I have another 20-point bonus coming up. Here's your toss-up for 10 points. What would you be reading if you read a quaver, a semiquaver?
Purdue, Sherwood.
These are musical time notations.
5-point penalty. No. Will you accept that? No. 5-point penalty. Repeat the entire question for William and Mary. For 10 points, what would you be reading if you read a quaver, a semiquaver, a demi-semiquaver, and a hemi-demi-semiquaver? No takers. Music. You would be reading music. Semantics. You would be reading music. I asked, what would you be reading? I still have a 20-point bonus coming up. Here's your toss-up. For 10 points. According to the nursery rhyme, how many mittens did the little kittens lose, assuming that each little kitten wore a mitten on each paw?
Purdue, Sherwood.
5 little kittens, so it would be 20 mittens.
No, can you take it, William and Mary?
William and Mary, Kenk.
5.
No, 12 mittens. There were 3 little kittens who lost their mittens with 4 paws 4 times. Oh, come on. 20-point bonus coming up. Here's your toss-up. For 10 points, in what state is the most southerly point in the United States?
Purdue, Bruce Sherwood.
Hawaii.
Right, for 10 points. All right. Here you go. Bruce, you look like you're mad. You mad? All right, work as a team. Here you go. Purdue. Rudyard Kipling wrote The Road to Mandalay. For 5 points apiece, who wrote Tobacco Road?
Erskine Caldwell.
5 points. Song of the Open Road.
John Charles Thomas.
No, there were a lot of them. But that's not one of them. Walt Whitman or Ogden Nash would have been the ones most out. All right. You can still get 2 more 5-pointers here. On the Road. Who wrote?
Jack Kerouac.
For 5 points, right. The Road Back.
Oh, that's Eric Maria Remarque.
That's right, for 5 points. I have a 25-point musical bonus coming up, and here's your toss-up. I'm going to read a passage written by a well-known American novelist and short story writer. Now, for 10 points, I want you to try to identify the author not by any specific clue, but by the general style of writing. Now, here goes. She was never, never, did he understand, to be one of the afflicted for him. And the manner in which he understood it, something of the answering pleasure that he couldn't help knowing he showed, constituted, he was very soon after to acknowledge, something like a start for intimacy.
Purdue, Bruce Sherwood.
Henry James.
Right, Henry James is right. How did I read that? Did you recognize the style? All right, here you go. Now, we are always asking questions here in the College Bowl. Now, here's your chance to find the questions and earn 25 points. Listen now as Hank Jones plays a medley of 5 musical questions. When he stops, for 5 points apiece, you're to tell me the question contained in the title of each song. But work as a team, because I'll accept a list of only 5. Okay, Hank? What are the 5 questions? Give me your list of 5, Purdue. Bruce, you the captain?
Who stole my heart away? What's the use of dreaming? How are you going to keep him down on the farm? The last one, who's sorry now?
Now, wait a minute. Who stole my heart away?
What's the use of dreaming?
Yeah.
How are you going to keep him down on the farm?
Yeah.
Who's sorry now?
Who's sorry now is the last one. We don't
Yeah,
know
the
the
last
fourth
one.
one.
We don't know the fourth one.
All right. All right, you going to
what's
accept
the
the first one? All right. Who stole my heart away, you'll accept. 5 points. What's the use of wondering, not dreaming, no points. How are you going to keep him down on the farm is 5 points. Who threw the overalls in Mistress Murphy's chowder, no points. And who's sorry now is 5 points. What's the score, Don?
William and Mary, 30. Purdue, 50.
I have a 30-point musical 30-point bonus coming up. A 30-point bonus coming up. Here's your toss-up for 10 points. Was the private life of a Drosophila of particular interest to Edward Gibbon, Noel Coward, Thomas Hunt Morgan, or Eric Fromm?
Purdue, Sperber.
Thomas Hunt Morgan.
That's right. Did you guess?
It couldn't have been the other 3.
That's very good reasoning. The Drosophila is a fruit fly, and Thomas Hunt Morgan was a Nobel Prize winner for his study in heredity, wasn't it? Yes. 30-point bonus. Here you won that. You won it by very astute reasoning, Purdue. Caesar's last words were et tu, Bruta. Now, for 10 points each, identify the famous people who supposedly said these famous last words. Let not poor Nellie starve. Who said that?
Dangerous Stan McGrew?
No, Charles II of England referring to Nell Gwynn. Last words. It is finished.
Christ.
10 points. You will find the word Calais written on my heart.
Mary the First of England.
Right, for 10 points. I have a 20-point bonus coming up, and here's your toss-up. According to the Army, T-O-N-E, a captain is to a company as a colonel is to a what?
Purdue, Bruce Sherwood.
Regiment.
Right, regiment or a battle group. I just want to explain, in the Britannic Army, the infantry is organized now into battle groups. There are still regiments in the Engineers, Signal, and Armory Corps. Barry, did you guess that?
Yeah.
You did, all right. You got that just the same. Here's your 20-point bonus, Purdue. These numbers have been in the news recently. For 10 points apiece, you tell us in what connection. 79.8 billion.
That's the budget for next year of the Congress.
The proposed budget, right, for 10 points. 2,423,000.
That's the number of men in the U.S. Army.
In the what?
In the United States Army.
No, I'm sorry.
That's the new Russian.
I'm sorry.
Russian
That is the new number to which the Supreme Soviet voted to reduce the Soviet armed forces. The Soviets now say they have 3,623,000 men. Okay. That's the whistle that signals our halftime break with the score.
Purdue, 95. William and Mary, 30.
We're going to take our time and talk to the teams in just a moment.
Want to know how to beat?
A better batter. Every...
The team from William and Mary came to us complete with photographs of their campus. And to tell us about William and Mary is the captain of their team, Michael Glass. Michael?
Thank you. William and Mary is a 20th century institution in an 18th century setting. The chief symbol of its great past is the Sir Christopher Wren building, constructed in 1695. This is the oldest academic building in America still in use. William and Mary provides one of the nation's finest laboratories for the study of early American history and culture. The building in the background is the reconstructed capitol of the old colony of Virginia. Here, the Virginia General Assembly met, and the voices of George Washington and Patrick Henry, among others, were heard. Another favorite spot of visitors is the reconstructed Governor's Palace, which also served as the executive mansion for the first two governors of the new Commonwealth, Patrick Henry and Thomas Jefferson. But not everything is of the 18th century. The Phi Beta Kappa Memorial Hall, named after the fraternity founded at William and Mary in 1776, contains one of the best-equipped, non-professional theaters in the country. Chartered by King William and Queen Mary of England in 1693, our school is known as the College of Firsts, and we hope to continue that tradition.
Beautiful campus, fine school. Nice to have you here. After last week, you said you wanted to know more about these young people from Purdue, so let's start out by asking Maurice Fervor what his major is.
Creative writing in English.
And your plans?
I hope to get a master's in English and then to go to law school.
English background for law, huh?
Well, I feel this would be the best possible background for a lawyer.
Fine. And what is this in your lapel?
My fraternity insignia, Topsilon Phi, which I'm president.
Congratulations. As a junior. Bruce, you and Judy, are you members of fraternities and sororities?
Yes, Alpha Chi Rho.
Delta Gamma.
You know, everybody wants to know how long you've been married.
Since this fall.
Newlyweds. When did you meet? How long have you known each other?
We met in high school. We went to high school together.
What kind of grades did you make?
I was valedictorian and Bruce was salutatorian of our class.
Do you always beat him?
No, this was the only time.
What are your plans for the next winter?
I'd like to study physics in Italy. I've applied for Fulbright and it's pending.
We recommend this man to the Fulbright Committee. George, I understand that all three of you went to the same high school. Is that true?
That's right.
What is that high school?
West Lafayette Senior High School.
Good. And what is this in your lapel?
PWO stands for the Purdue Ward Organization, of which I'm president. It's a student governing body for independent men living in private homes on the Purdue campus.
You mean you're an independent?
Right.
Good. Congratulations with three Greeks here. Now, I'd like to have you know the coaches that have come with these fine teams to visit the College Bowl today. From Purdue University, their coach, Professor Dean Donor, sitting in our audience. And from College William Mary, their coach, Dr. Leon Golden. That's the whistle that starts our second half with the score. College William and Mary 30, Purdue University 95. We begin the second half, and remember, teams, the next time that whistle blows, it's the final whistle. If it blows while I'm asking a question, I stop, and that's it. If it blows while you're answering a question, you may complete the answer to that one question only. I have a 30-point bonus coming up. Here's your toss-up. In 480, 279, and 191 B.C., this mountain pass was the scene of famous battles. For 10 points, what is the name of the pass?
Purdue, Guise.
The Pass of Thermopylae.
That's right for 10 points. All right, George, by moving right in there, you have Purdue now a chance of a 30-point bonus. It's a word-rhyming game. Our word-rhyming game for 10 points apiece. Identify the contemporary Spanish-born painter whose last name rhymes with a major Indonesian island.
Dali and Bali.
Right for 10 points. Now, the Austrian neurologist whose last name rhymes with a synonym for a vacuum.
Freud Adler.
Freud and Void.
Rhymes with void. No points. Too slow. The German-born architect whose last name rhymes with a word meaning plentiful, abundant. Gropius rhymes with copious. I have a 20-point bonus coming up. Here's your toss-up. A mediocre play by a mediocre playwright named Tom Taylor has gone down in history for an event that took place.
Purdue, Bruce Sherwood.
That was Our American Cousin when Lincoln was shot.
That's right. I was going to ask you the name of the play, and you gave me the name of the play, Our American Cousin. All right, here's a 20-point bonus for you, Purdue. A Dutch territory and a Portuguese overseas province both have names which end in the letter C-A-O. For 10 points apiece, name them.
The Portuguese province, Macau.
Right, for 10 points.
Bilbao. Goa.
No. Curacao. Curacao is the one you missed. They had 10 points on that, right? Okay, I have a 40-point visual bonus coming up. A 40-point visual bonus coming up. Here's your toss-up. The last name of this 20th century philosopher sounds like a description of a man with hoary hair.
Purdue, Bruce Sherwood.
Alfred North Whitehead.
Alfred North Whitehead, you interrupted me. I was going to ask you who was he, but you gave me the right answer. Okay, then, you earn now a chance at a 40-point visual bonus. Let me see, I've got more.
Visual bonuses are
I've got them all over the place here. Would you take that? Thank you. Excuse me. Now, I'm in order. Look at this, please, as I read you the story. Here's your chance to illustrate how much you know about illustrators. 10 points apiece for each one that you can identify. First, now the one you're looking at. Here's an illustration by an English artist for an Italian classic. 10 points for the artist's name.
Blake.
What is the artist? What is your answer?
Blake.
Blake. William Blake is right. And this is his illustration for Dante's Divine Comedy. All right. Here you go. Look at this. Now.
Norman Rockwell.
Next.
Well, wait, he has to ask.
All right,
That's
Norman
all right. I was going to say this contemporary illustrator, Norman Rockwell. You're very good. Okay. Now, look at this and let me read what I have here. Here we go. An illustration from a children's classic. You're to name the artist.
Well, it's Milne's thing.
It's what?
No, it's not. No.
All right. What's the name of the artist? Beatrix Potter, and it's from the Tale of Peter Rabbit. She wrote and everything. Oh, Now, this finally 10 points for the name of this illustration. What?
Gibson.
Created this famous style. What? Gibson. All right. What's the score now?
The score now, Allen, Purdue 175, William and Mary 30.
Okay, I have a 20-point bonus coming up, a 20-pointer coming up, and here's your toss-up. For 10 points, tell us, does the reaction in the explosion of a hydrogen bomb involve the change... Does the reaction in the explosion of a hydrogen bomb involve the change of hydrogen to helium?
Purdue, Bruce Sherwood.
Helium.
Helium is right. Helium, argon, radium, or uranium, and you said helium is right. Okay, you have a 20-point bonus, Purdue. Turgenev wrote Fathers and Sons. Dostoevsky wrote The Brothers Karamazov. Gorky wrote The Mother. For 10 points apiece, name 2 Chekhov plays that mention family members in their titles.
My uncle Vanya and
It's just Uncle Vanya.
Uncle Vanya, 3 sisters.
The three
sisters.
Right, for 20 points. He named them both. I have a 20-point bonus coming up. Here's your toss-up. Jesus was a carpenter. For 10 points, what was the worldly occupation of Mohammed?
William and Mary Lipscomb.
A camel driver.
Camel driver is right. Or merchant. You've got it right for 10 points. Here's a 20-point bonus for you, William and Mary. This scientist first demonstrated that chlorine is an element, but he is better known as the inventor of a certain safety device. For 20 points, who is he? Do you know? Sir Humphrey Davy, inventor of the Davy lamp. I have a 20-point bonus coming up. Here's your toss-up. Gertrude Stein wrote 4 Saints in 3 acts. For 10 points, who wrote 6 Characters in Search of an Author? Pirandello. I have a 20-point bonus coming up. Here's your toss-up. A present-day potential presidential candidate and the 17th President of the United States have the same last name.
Purdue, Guise.
Johnson.
Johnson. What's the name? Johnson. All right. 20-point bonus, Purdue. Here's a quick one. This is a very quick one. For a quick 5 points apiece. With what business or profession do you associate each of these London streets? Fleet Street.
Newspaper business.
5 points. Harley Street.
That's for the bank.
No. Medicine. Bond Street.
Taylor.
5 points. Threadneedle Street.
That's the old Bank of England.
Right, 5 points. Okay, I have a 20-point bonus coming up. Here's your toss-up. We associate Romeo and Juliet with a balcony. For 10 points, with what pair of famous lovers, burlesqued by Shakespeare, do we associate...
William and Mary Lipscomb.
Pyramus and Thisbe.
Right, a chink in the wall. Pyramus and Thisbe I was asking for, and you got it before I asked it. Here's your bonus question, William and Mary. For 20 points, what famous battle did England win on October 25th, 1415?
Spanish Armada.
14. What is it?
Spanish Armada against Spain?
No, the Battle of Agincourt. The Battle of Agincourt. I have a 20-point bonus coming up. Here's your toss-up for 10 points. How much would you save if you bought 4 handkerchiefs, which usually sell for 29 cents apiece, at 4 for $1?
Purdue, Judy Sherwood.
16 cents.
16 cents is right, and that's pretty... She's going to be a thrifty housewife. All right, Purdue, here's your bonus question. George Bernard Shaw's play, Pygmalion, as you very well know, was made into... And that's it. Time is up. We're going to take our time now and validate our scores, and in a moment, announce our scholarship grants.
Whether your home is mostly hardwood floors or...
It's official. The final score today. Purdue, 240. William and Mary, 50. Purdue is the winner. For carrying home the honors today, Purdue University will receive a $1,500 scholarship grant from the General Electric Company. And to the College of William and Mary goes General Electric's $500 grant. And to all 8 of you, our congratulations on a game very well played. It was a pleasure to have you here. You know, those of us who are associated with the College Bowl are understandably proud of our relationship with the General Electric Company. Not only from a sponsorship point of view, but because of their many and diversified educational projects. This week, we have particular reason to be delighted. On Wednesday evening, the American College Public Relations Association cited General Electric and Mr. W.H. Saloff, Vice President, for significant contribution. We filmed a short portion of this annual award, and here, speaking for the association in Wilmington, Delaware, is Dr. Howard Jones of Colgate University. You're playing for a 20-point...